Now, before going to see the problems on simple interest, I would like to introduce you all the words, the terminology that is being used in this topic. So, if you can understand these words, then every question will be asked in terms of these words. Okay. So, assume that there is a person X and there is a person Y. If X gives some money to Y, then it is called as lending. Right? So which means X is lending some money to Y, right? And also we can use the word borrows. Y has borrowed the money from X, right? Let us assume that X is giving an amount of P rupees to Y, right? So which means sometimes also loan, the word loan is also being used. So X has given money to Y, it means that X is lending money to Y, or X has given a loan to Y, or Y borrowed some money from X. Okay. Now why do we generally give a loan? Because we are thinking of it as a kind of investment, isn't it? And whenever we make some investment, unless he is your friend, unless we whenever we make some investment, we also expect to make some profit out of it, right? So if you are giving an amount of P rupees to Y, now Y is supposed to return you some amount, isn't it? So he has to return the actual amount that you have given, P, plus some profit on that. Then only that is why you give him, right? So now in terms of this simple interest concept, the money whichever you are lending to Y is called as principal amount. So principal amount P is the money which you give to the other person, and then whenever he is going to return you that amount, in this case of simple interest, he is going to give you that principal along with that some interest, and this interest is called as simple interest. So simple interest is nothing but what is the extra money you are getting from Y after this. Now if you look at this, this is the profit you are making, isn't it? So just like how you measure the profit in percentages, here also you are going to measure the interest in kind of rate. So rate is the percentage that you are going to make. So generally they say that we are making some profit of this much. So similarly here it is called as rate. And also you are supposed to get more interest or more profit if you are going to invest it for a long time. So the time for which you invested is going to be T. Now what is the total profit percentage? Here you are going to use R into T. So they say that for 1 year per annum, let us assume that they are saying that the interest per annum you are getting is, let us say, R percent per annum, which means per every year you are supposed to get this much profit. Okay, and let us say you have invested for T years, then what is the total profit you are supposed to get? See, I am just talking about it, correlating it with the profit and loss topic. Then what is the total profit you are supposed to get? R into T, right? If you are earning a profit of R percent per annum, and if you have invested it for T years, then you are supposed to get a profit of RT percent. Got it? Now just see this. Principal is the amount of money you have invested, and R is the rate at which you are supposed to get the profit per annum, and T, and this profit is nothing but the simple interest in this case, and T is the number of years that you have invested it for. Therefore the total profit is going to be RT percent, isn't it? And that total profit is only called as simple interest. The simple interest is nothing but the total profit that you are going to get from the investment, right? And the total, this amount is nothing but whatever you are getting back, the principal plus the interest is called as the amount. Now if you compare these words with the words that we have used in profit and loss, you can assume that this principal amount is nothing but the cost price, your investment, and final amount whichever you are getting is by getting some profit, it is the selling price, right? And this is the profit you are making, RT. Now if you can write the formula appropriately, there if you remember that we have this selling price in case we are going to make some profit is equal to cost price into 100 plus profit percent, right, divided by 100 is what is given there. Now just substitute those terms, what you get here. This selling price, selling price is nothing but the amount you are getting, this amount A equal to principal P into 100 plus, so what is the profit you are making per year? If you are making R percent, then for T years you are going to make RT percent, right? Therefore RT by 100. Now what is it? A equal to P into 1 plus RT by 100. Got it? So this is how you are supposed to find out the total amount returned. Then what is the simple interest in that? Just expand it. It equal to P plus PRT by 100, or some people will say PTR. PTR is the normal, we have been using that formula for a long time. You can write it as PTR by 100. Now if you see this, the total amount you got back is equal to your initial principal that you have invested plus something more, right? And what is this more? It is nothing but the simple interest, right? So this is the simple interest, and this is the total principal, and this is the amount. Got it? Now the questions in this will be, given the rate of interest and the time of investment, they will ask you what is the simple interest that you get, or what is the amount that you get. Like that questions can be asked in this. Okay, so we shall see some questions and gradually we shall build the concept. Okay, fine.